Knowledge is power. Hi, William C. here, Vortex of Knowledge. This is the first of 7 episodes critical episodes for you to watch. These 7 episodes can be watched in any order, but this one, Triangulating for Facts, is critical as we proceed to make our lives better. Facts. The question is, how do you figure out what's a fact and what's not? We've all had that moment where we couldn't figure out whatever was heard, we didn't know what to do about it. Well, in this episode, we hit on one method that will work for you most every time, if not every time. Aside from the reality that everyone gets fooled every now and then, the method that we're going to talk about here will help you guard against bogus facts, and it's called triangulation. Typically, triangulation is used in endeavors like engineering and mathematics. Triangulation can even be used in interpersonal relationships, like a three-way love triangle. But here at the Vortex of Knowledge, it's about determining the facts. Stay with me here. Everything we are going to discuss forward flows from understanding triangulation for facts. So how does it work? Something is thrown at you as a fact. It can come from a friend, news story, whatever. You know, you hear stuff and you kind of go, what the heck was that all about? Well, before you act on this new fact, triangulate. How do you do that? Well, you verify the fact with at least 3 unrelated sources. No need to rush the process, by the way. Why? Because until you act on this new fact, it's nothing but words, noise, thoughts, or whatever, without any power. But when you act on this new fact, and acting can be as simple as repeating it to someone, you're giving this new unverified fact power it may not or doesn't deserve. If you haven't triangulated to verify this new fact, you're possibly doing more harm than good. You say something that you heard and you repeat it to someone else, then repeat it, next thing you know, people are treating it as a fact. Unverified facts, if not true, spread rumors at best. Unverified facts can do real damage. They can also make you sound like an idiot, which I'm sure you don't want to do. So how do you do it? So how do you triangulate to put this new fact in a way that makes sense to you and you decide it is? The first thing you do is put it in the center of an imaginary triangle. At first, a piece of paper will work until you get good at it. But for now, try and just imagine a triangle. Each point of the triangle is what you're going to use to verify the fact that's in the middle. Until you do this, it's not verified. It could be true, but until you verify it for yourself, it's nothing that you can act on. And remember, acting on this new fact can be as simple as repeating it to someone else. Now, I have it as an example of triangulating for facts. A friend sent me a text message. The new fact in this message was his home country had 49 million tons of gold being stolen from it by its government rulers. 49 million tons. That's a lot. Sounds like a lot of gold to me. Having some knowledge about gold, I was a bit skeptical. 49 million? Really? So before repeating this fact, this new fact, I triangulated. I went and found out what's the story on gold. The first stop was source A, unrelated to the source of this new fact from my friend, to find out how much total gold there was in the world. I figured if I knew the total, I'd be able to determine how much this country had. Well, the amount from source A was approximately 210,000 tons of gold. Point 1 of the triangle, The second source, call it source B, unrelated to source A, and that part's very important. They must be unrelated, was a geological report on the annual production of minerals in the world. The folks at source B, probably all rock scientists with no motives beyond counting rocks accurately, came up with the conclusion that, well, source B also listed the total of all known mineral reserves on the planet. In addition, practically every known mineral known to man was listed, including gold. The amount of gold from source B, approximately 200,000 tons. Point 2 of the triangle. The third source, and this is what makes triangulation fun, arrived at quite by accident. While watching a financial discussion on the importance of gold, the total amount of gold came up into conversation. Although the discussion was about the importance of owning gold as an investment, which it definitely is, a key point to own gold was not finite amount of gold in the world. Apparently, if all the gold in the world were combined into a big block, square block, it would be about the size of a large house. Amazing. From source C, unrelated to source A and B, the total amount of gold was approximately, I bet you already know the answer, 200,000 tons. So based on this triangulation, this simple triangulation example, it became quite clear one country could not possibly have 49 million tons of gold, being there is only roughly 210,000 tons of gold in the whole world. And by the way, this number of approximately 200,000 tons of gold represents the total amount of gold ever mined since the time of the Egyptians. And apparently they were very good at mining gold. But just for fun, the reserve still in the ground is estimated at only 59,000 tons of gold. So, one country being in possession of 49 million tons of gold, flatly, not a fact. Note all three of these sources of the triangle are probably unaware of the 49 million tons of gold claimed by my friend's source. And this particular example, it occurred to me there was sure to be a list of gold ownership by country. You know, I knew the country, although I didn't say it here, but I was curious to see where they ranked. And was there a list? There sure was. Unrelated to the already debunking sources used in this particular triangulation, according to the list, the country in this example did not have enough gold reserves to rank in the top 100 countries. Less than 1,000 tons of gold. That's a pretty big difference. 1,000 tons versus 49 million. My friend's source had their own reasons for putting out such an outrageous claim. What they counted on was most who heard it would not triangulate for accuracy and simply repeat it. It's a fun number to toss around, but this is how things that are not facts kind of become facts. In a subsequent discussion with my friend, the disappointment was apparent. With some embarrassment, he assured me he would check into it further and get back to me later. I never acted on this new fact, as it turned out, not to be one. And remember, acting on this new fact can be as simple as repeating it to someone else. So why is triangulating for facts so important? With so much information being thrown around at us, it's not easy to determine what's the true fact and what's not. However, with triangulation, you now have a way to determine facts on your own. Nice, right? So the key points to remember for triangulation for facts are: 1, you're presented with a new fact from whatever source. You think about it, you kind of go, interesting. Put the fact in the center of a triangle. Make one with your brain or however you want to do it. This will really become a quick mental process of yours for fast checking facts. Number 3, verify the fact or prove it false by checking with at least 3 sources. Once verified, you can act on it or not. Maybe you just thought it was interesting and you want to just hold it in your brain for something later. But the point is, you now have verified this fact and can use it if circumstances permit. If not able to verify this new fact, ignore it. Just completely dismiss it as something that was just too silly to proceed with. But verifying it with triangulation is the way to go. Now, the original source of a new fact can come from anywhere. Your favorite news source, a close friend, an advisor, or whatever. Triangulate it before repeating or acting on it. And remember, acting on it is as simple as repeating it to someone else. With practice, you'll be able to triangulate a new fact that comes your way automatically. Your brain will just say, okay, wait a minute, what did I just hear? I'm going to check that out. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, that's not true. Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Imagine if we all got in the habit of verifying our facts before we repeat them to someone else. Spreading rumors are worse in the process. You don't want to be part of that, and neither do I. We'll be making life better for everyone when we triangulate for facts. Remember, the goal of the vortex of knowledge, helping you use knowledge to make your life better, and by extension, making life better for all of us. Keep that in mind as you hear your next quote-unquote fact. William C. here, signing off till next time. See ya.